Hi besties, hi fam, welcome to yet another YouTube video from your girl, Miss Misha. So if you have not been on this channel, where have you been? Please do make sure to subscribe, please subscribe and press that like button because that is gonna help my channel to grow and for the video to actually reach more people, right? And thank you again from everyone who has been part of my channel, who has been growing with me, and also from the Seems Right people. Please holla at me at the comment section and just say hi if you're coming from the management. So on today's video, we're going to be talking about Jonasi Joe. So we're going to be talking about the polygamist and different perspectives. So you might be wondering, what is the polygamy? So it is one of the hottest Netflix series from South Africa. It has like 22 episodes and so much drama is happening from it. It is coming from a book called The Polygamist. It has a lot happening in it, but since this channel is about lifestyle and also finances, we're just gonna combine the two in how I'm going to explain my understanding of the polygamist and just the different perspectives that I've got from that TV show. So now let's look at the family perspective when it comes to the polygamy. So we have the two main characters, which is Jonasi and Joyce, and they both have the company called JJ. So now they have like trials and tribulation within their relationship, and Jonas becomes this abusive husband, right? And what I realized is that Joyce cares so much about what people will say if she separates from Jonas. And that has led, for her kids to be abused and to just experience this traumatic childhood because now she wanted to hold on to that marriage. And my question is, how far is taking it too far? Like, where do we draw the line to say this is enough? Because now Joyce in that character, she has been cheated on, she has been abused, physically, psychologically, sexually as well, but she has still held on to that marriage because she cared so much about what people will say. The other thing that made Joyce to hold on was the business, all right? But the person who is more involved in the business is Jonas, and Joyce is being the housewife. However, since it's a JJ company, they still have to hold this power couple kind of a look. And Joyce really fought so hard to make sure that they keep that. She fought so hard where she even allowed another woman to be the second wife in the relationship because she still wants to keep the marriage. But at that, I'm just wondering, like, as women and as future mothers or mothers, what are we teaching our girl child? What are we teaching them when it comes to love? And where do we draw the line to say, look, my daughter, it is okay if the relationship is not working, it's okay, you can come back home and start over, but not to lose yourself. Because Joyce in this character, like, she has lost herself in so many ways that she also has changed and became like manipulative and so cold in a relationship that even led to Jonas' death. That is because Joyce was really, really angry and not happy in a relationship anymore. But she had a chance to let go and did not let go. So when do we allow women to say it's okay, you have tried your best, you can let go now and just preserve whatever that is left yourself? But what the points that I've picked up is that Joyce was not well educated, first of all, and because we've seen in the series that she got her like her qualifications later on, and also started to really love herself later on. And that was something which was missing. And now I'm wondering if the background was like, we're not going to give you the company because you're a woman, but we're going to open doors for your husband to head that company. I think that was the other aspect. And she did not really seem to have so much self-confidence in running things herself or in starting over, which was really scary. And it has led to so many dynamics, like the abuse, being cheated on. And Jonas kind of like knew that she's always gonna hold on, which was very scary, because if you give a person power, they're gonna abuse that power over your life. And Joyce gave Jonas that power. Like, she enabled him to be the Jonas that he was, because she kept on taking his apology. All right. And then when it comes to marriage, I think it's about time women actually look at this series and understand that, it's okay to be married out of property. It's okay to split things up. And if you are, married in community of property and then you've got a company, it's also okay for you as a woman to choose to be fully involved in that company and understand all the dynamics of the company. Why am I saying this? Is because the series left us seeing everything being transferred to the son, and the son has not been well groomed and exposed to the company, and he doesn't really know the value of the company, because the person who was supposed to do that, which is Jonas, his father, was not being the father that he was supposed to be. And chances are, with this psychological abuse that the son has been exposed to, and seeing his father changing women and being abusive, kind of like ruined the son to know what it means being a man and being a leader. Hence, we are now seeing him starting to have similar behavior like his father, being like a womanizer. And that is scary, because now Joyce is so happy thinking that everything has been transferred to the son, and the son is supposed to take things over. So being a woman, you really have to be involved in the company, get to know what is happening. And also, we've seen with the brother highlighting that sometimes as people, we work for our family members so easily without being alert or without being concerned about understanding, like a contract for us to actually sign anything down. So now Jonas has a brother called Magesh, and Magesh just seemed to have jumped into the ship of working with his brother, but there was no paperwork being done, and it led to Jonas having so much power over his brother, and to the point where he threatened him and actually took out of the company so easily. And there was no paper trail, no contract, and it was going to be hard for Magesh to actually go and report this matter anyway, because there is no contract. Like, he was working for his brother without having any paperwork. The other thing being raised by the polygamist is women like Matipa, women who admire seeing a couple from a distance and thinking that if I go in there, it's gonna look like roses. So Matipa now is the second wife. And Matipa got in because she wanted that kind of a lifestyle, but later realized that Joyce was enduring so much in that marriage. And when Jonas started being abusive, Matipa was like, I'm going. And by that time, she had twins, and she left those twins with Joyce. And Joyce, being the loving wife who wants this relationship to work, she took the twins, she took them in, was a mother to them. And that just shows that this woman was just willing to go as far as possible for Jonas, and losing herself each and every time. So the I do part, how far how many things can you take, to prove that you love a person, or that if a person keeps on giving you the opposite, like how much can you give back? Are parents out there still teaching their girl child that take the passenger seat and just let your husband or let the man lead? I know that the Bible, it says men should lead, but I still question that men should lead and you are the supporting system. And in this case, she was not, being very supportive or very involved when it comes to the business. But that's because Jonas made sure that she's not involved in the business. She's a stay-at-home mom. And whatever side hustles that she was doing, they were not so big. From the series, what we've seen is she was having this ambassador campaign from one company, and that meant so much for her, because I think it was the only thing that really, she was more involved and just putting herself out there. But at the end, you could see that she was starting to discover herself, starting to dream again, starting to chase her dreams. And I just want to encourage someone who's in a relationship or married. I'm not married, but just like to never lose yourself, to never stop dreaming no matter what. And also just to love yourself, love the person that you are involved with, and also be firm enough or be true to yourself to let go when you have to. Let go when you see that you are putting in, you are not getting back, like you're showing love, respect, and the other person, it just keeps on breaking you in every moment that they can. And I feel like Joyce was just doing that. So like as women, this video is like mostly talking to women. So as women, like get that paper, get educated, know, the things that are happening in your marriage, the finances, the contracts. If you've got a business with your partner, get to know what is happening, like do things together so there could be like transparency, and that you do not find yourself being on the side because you never knew what was happening. So this video is just to raise that, and how as women sometimes we hold on to love or to marriages that are so toxic, not realizing that it's affecting so many people around us, like kids, our parents, like our siblings. And we are so selfish that we're trying to hold on to something that we can see it's breaking us and also affecting people that loves us so much, yet we want to make it so bad. And the syndrome of what they will say, I think we're in an era where social media is taking so much out of us. We care so much about how we want to portray ourselves out there and ignore exactly how we feel, ignore, the reality that we are facing in our households just because we want to impress people on the socials, like having the perfect marriage, having the perfect family, while you know that it is not like that, like you are breaking each and every second. So like care about your mental health, care about yourself, care about the people that you love. And when the signs are telling you that this is not working, have this, have that confidence, have that strength to walk away and just believe that whatever that you've got with you, it's going to sustain you. You've got your brain, you've got people that love you, you've got your education, and you've got your business if you have a business that you have started. So the Polygamist really has shown us that there are people even out there who will come into your marriage just looking at it on the rosy side of how you are portraying it, and be ready just to break it. And then when they realize, when they're inside now and they realize how much you are taking in that relationship, then they want to step back. So you don't have to do it for people, do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. Love yourself enough to know when to walk away. Love yourself enough to to know what you're doing affects your kids, because they learn from your behavior, because they get hurt when they see you hurt, because they want to learn from you and what are you teaching them. We've seen her kids, Joy's kids, the girl, her daughter is being affected. You could see that she's going to struggle to find love or to open up when she meets a man, because now she's seen her mother being just hurt, and also she has been hurt already, in her first childhood relationship or teen relationship, if I can put it that way. And you can see the son does not really have any male personnel to look up to, because his father is not doing that, and he wanted it so bad. He wanted his father's love, but what he got in return was his father hurting him in so many ways, like his father ending up being with the girl that he had like feelings or a crush for, but that all was breaking him just before he became a man. So that foundation is not good at all. So be careful of the things that you are doing. Be careful of the words that you are using in front of your kids, and don't be scared to be vulnerable and to be honest when things are not working. I truly believe in communication. Communicate, be transparent, sit down your kids, let them know like this is what is happening. And sometimes we think the best thing is to keep kids in such a toxic marriage, but I think the worst thing is to keep your kids in such a situation. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you've got some ideas. I hope that you've got like an eye-opener, and if you have, please do make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. It's getting dark here. Hope you give this video a thumbs up, and please do make sure to subscribe if you haven't, because it's gonna help me grow. We're on our way to 5,000 subscribers. Hopefully we'll reach 5,000 subscribers before the end of this year. I will see you guys on the next video.